Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then of course welcome back to today's episode. Today we are going to be starting off our campaign in season number 2 in the Premier League, first season in the Prem, and this is our go-to starting 11 right now. It was mentioned before, somebody said to put Varane on the bench over Dixon Bonner. My apologies. This obviously is just the pre-season bench, so when it comes to the actual season starting, I'm fairly sure Pau and Varane won't fit the bench. I'm fairly sure it is just the 7-man bench. I might be wrong on that, and if I am, then I'm happy to keep both Pau and Varane on the bench anyway. But overall, really happy with the starting 11 that we're going into the season with. And our first game of the season is a game against Leicester, so a team that has managed to stay up last season, but obviously still a team that is going to be probably in a little bit of a scrap, depending on what kind of players they've signed in the last season. Probably a team that will sort of be looking to compete for a sort of maybe a similar-ish place in the table, sort of the vibe, just sort of not being in that bottom 3, basically. But I'm really happy with where the squad is at. We haven't got a crazy amount of cash left over to splash, and I think that's probably going to be a matter of we'll keep this money now until January, because I think, if I'm being entirely honest, the amount of money we spent was a little bit more than I expected to in this first window, but I do think it was necessary. And I think overall our depth is okay without being amazing. But yeah, you can see our initial budget of 44.8 million. We have spent 29.1 of that, and then a wage increase of 14.6 a season. That is a huge amount, a huge amount. So yeah, plenty of money spent, a little bit of money earned, but nothing crazy, sadly. But 9 million left in the kitty at the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to have a quick look at our academy and see if I think maybe sending out a scout is worth it. I'm not entirely sure it is, because we've got some decent amount of players here. Not a crazy amount of them that we can really call up. We've only got this sort of up to Skinner here that we can actually call up if we absolutely needed to. But I imagine Stanley North and Aidan Williams will be promoted to the first team before the end of the season. And maybe, to be fair, actually Ibrahim Morris, because they're all 17. But I would say that North and Morris are unlikely to really get any time for us going forward at all. Maybe a chance for Williams, 81 to 87, there's possibility there, but none of them are going to be playing for us, I'd imagine, this season, unless it's maybe in a cup game. But we have, of course, got a plethora of youth players out on loan as well. We do have a good amount of young talent out and improving through this season anyway. So I'm not crazy fussed about getting a youth scout out right now. The youth tournaments I don't tend to play, and that's purely just because the time consumption for the series kind of doesn't make sense to do it. But yeah, unless anything pops up, guys, I will see you guys at game number 1 of our Premier League venture. Not a player that we're selling, obviously, but Koki Sato, a massive offer here from Hellas Verona, 9.3 million for him. So it's going to be a no from me, but it's really good money, actually. It's good to know that Sato's potentially got some decent value down the line if need be. I do love Sato in real life, though, so I don't really have any plans to let him go. It didn't take long. We got it done before the season started, which is great news for us. But now Archie Gray is officially a right back, 76 rated. It's going to take quite a few weeks for him to sort of start to progress in this position. So what we're going to do is we're going to start getting him trained in a role here. And the pace is in need of a boost for sure. Mainly the acceleration, though. I would like the stamina to go up at some point. You know what? I think it's sensible for us to start getting the stamina up. It boosts both of his pace stats as well, which is important. Get some good defending stats boosted as well, and his ability to cross. But let's get that stamina up, because I want him to be able to play as many games as possible, because that's kind of why I brought him in, to be that main man at the right for us now. That's sort of the vibe. So I think it makes sense getting him on wing back, and then I'll probably trade him at fullback just to get that defending up in general. Okay, here we are at game number 1. The boys are ready and raring to go. Everyone now trained in the positions that we want them in, and I think this is hopefully going to be a good start to the season. I think if there were many teams we could have picked to play first, I think Leicester would have been one of those teams alongside any of the other promoted teams. Just like a team that's relatively new to the division and maybe isn't, looking to compete for the title would be the nice place to sort of be at. But obviously, this is our go-to 11 for the season when everyone's fit. Rushworth in net, Thomas, Clark, Salter, Twansby and Gray across the back line. Paredes and Fielders holding midfielders. Sato and Weah out wide with Chair in the middle in between and Zancella up top. That is the play. That is the vibe. It was also suggested to me, saying Sellers' name, I've just remembered, to maybe give Seller the number 9 shirt. Kind of forgot to do that and that's on me. So I'll look into it. Maybe we'll give him the number 9 shirt for next time. But yeah, that's my bad entirely. Also, I just think this hopefully will be a good start to the season. Pre-season wasn't amazing for us. Let's hope the season starts better. Come on, you Ars. Good ball here from Leicester. They've just got a little bit of space in the midfield. Paredes and Field sort of sat a little bit deep towards the defence, so it gives those midfielders a little bit of a chance to maybe just look around and find a pass, which they do find one here. It's a really bad start for us, boys. It's 1-0 to Leicester, only 5 minutes in. It's a really terrible way to start the season off here. Lopez finds the back of the net. Maybe not quite as early as he was expecting to find his first goal of the season, but he has found it, and it is 1-0 to the away side. Really bad defence here. As you can see, I tried to mark it with Field, and then I just got the wrong side of him, and I just couldn't close him down quick enough with Clark-Salter. He just had so much space, and Rushworth concedes his first goal in a QPR kit here. It's not an ideal start for any of us, really, but yeah, we've given ourselves a lot of work to do early doors, and it's 1-0 to Leicester. Koki Sato with the ball out wide here. Tries to cut inside. Actually does cut inside. I was kind of just thinking I was going to lose the ball there to... I think it's Pereira they're still using at right back, and I do eventually anyway with Thomas, which is really disappointing. But yeah, just got to be careful to not let them get control of the ball, because it sort of seems like that's what they're doing. They're taking their time building up, and if I don't really get much possession, I'm going to struggle to find a way back into this already. So it's very evident how they're starting out here. Got to start here. Lopez just absolutely turns Twansby inside out. Clark-Salter got to come across. Can't get to him again. And Lopez, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Absolutely flying here as Leicester double their lead. It's a really bad start for us, boys. Life in the Prem was never going to be easy, and it's not starting that way for us either. Man, defensively, they're just turning me, really. Like, Twansby was just absolutely sold, and then just a simple little, like, the slowest sort of almost roulette you've ever seen in your life to just turn around us and find the back of the net. Rushworth, at the moment, struggling in between the sticks. I'm not saying they're saves that Nardi would have stopped, because obviously we were against a slightly different calibre of player last season, but it's not a great start for the boys at the back, and it's 2-0 to Leicester. Field finds Seller, back to his man, back to goal, takes the strike. It's a good effort there. Really good save from Hermansen, a keeper that we were told to sort of maybe look at as well for our goalkeeper signings. We'd sort of already gone in for Rushworth at that point by the time I'd seen those comments. That is my bad. But Hermansen, also a very good keeper. But as is Rushworth, I am confident that Rushworth will prove to be a good signing for us. Good ball over the top there. Going to go all the way here to Malero. Malero with Archie Gray in front of him. Good block there from Gray. I do think that is the first of any of our defenders so far to actually get some form of block or tackle or anything in. Ball forward again here. Twansby, good step in there. Him and Gray working together to get that ball away and stop the chance for another attack for Leicester, because it does just feel like they just sort of approach my defence quite slowly and then just take their time to pick me apart, and that's what's happened twice so far. But now a chance for us to work on the counter here. Koki Sato going to try and get past his man, does get past Cody. Cody can't stop him. I wanted the ball to Selles, tried to play it all the way through to Gray, who's pushed up into a really interesting spot there, but the build-up was good, but the final pass let it down. An overlap here for Leicester on their right-hand side. But Twansby steps in really, really well. Actually brings the ball away quite competently and gets it to Chair in the middle of the park. A couple of minutes left in this first half. Oh, doesn't quite get the ball out to Timothy Weah there. Would have been a really good chance to maybe just hit them a little bit on the counter, catch them a man light at the back. But we didn't quite get to do so. A minute left here. A minute played now of extra time for this first half. Let's just see if we can stop any possibility of making it worse for us going into the break, because 3, I think, would be somewhat unsurmountable. But it's going to be a corner, even though we're in the 4th minute of 1 minute added on here. Referee decides to let it go anyway. It's going to be Lopez to take it. Going to try and get rid of this with Thomas. The ex-Leicester man does get it away, and surely that'll be all she wrote. It was for the first half. A really, really rough showing for us here. We've got to show and do a lot more in the second half. There's a lot to really there's a lot to improve on. We've had one effort. It was a good effort. It was a good save from Hermansen. But that's all we've offered this entire first half. It's not a great look for us thus far. There's no one really particularly to blame other than maybe myself. I'm going to take off Twansby and bring on Gardner just to kind of get a feel for both. 2 left-footed centre-backs is maybe not ideal, but I don't really have much of a choice. 4-star weak foot on Gardner, so I'll play him on the right-hand side. Also, as we said before, Twansby's stamina is not fantastic. We do get the 2 extra players. That is good to know. Thank you for the suggestion in the comments then. to keep Varane on the bench. My apologies. I was unaware. I think that's all I'm going to change for now. Hopefully, we can just do a little bit more in the second half. I still find it weird that they make us default attack the away end for the second half. It's a bit weird, but that's, it is what it is. Thanks, EA, for paying attention to how we play things at Loftus Road. But hopefully we can do things a little bit better in the second half. That's a good start there from Paredes. Come on, you boys. Come on, you R's. So let's see if we can maybe build something immediately here. Paredes, one new signing finds another. Finds Weah. Weah, can he turn his man? Does so pretty well, but the pass is so bad. Wanted a little layoff there to Chair, but he tried to play it all the way through to a marked Seller. It's a good start in that attack, but we're not doing well in the final third of either side. We're doing okay-ish in the middle on the ball, but as soon as the ball goes into either final third, we sort of crumble a little bit, and we're crumbling again at the back here. Clark-Salter with work to do, gets a little foot stuck out there, does enough to win the ball and stop a potential opportunity for a third again for Leicester, and I'd waste the counter-attack. Oh, it's a good knock forward there from Lopez on for his hat-trick, and it's a good stand again from Jake Clark-Salter. Such a competent centre-back for us, and really is going to be important, I think, in this season. We see that run, by the way, from Ilias Chair. Sato's going to try and find him. A lot of work to do for Chair to head it and flick it onto Seller, which he does. Seller with the strike, hits the defender. It is going to be a corner, and I'm going to make some changes here. I do think it is an appropriate and the right time to do so. Paredes is going to come off for Madsen. That is purely a stamina-based situation. Seller's going to come off for Demeanor just to try and mix things up a little bit up top, and Thomas off for Kenneth Powell. Those are all basically like-for-like changes, just fresh legs. That is the vibe here. That is the play. Let's hope and pray that that is what we can do, is have these fresh legs come on with, 25 minutes to go. It's not a crazy amount of time, but there's enough time to do something here. There's enough time to try and get something from this game. So let's see if we can do just that. Our change is making way there. Madsen comes on immediately and takes this corner. Going to try and put it in there. It's not a great corner. That is a classic QPR corner, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Not getting past the first man, but Chair here. Just going to have a go from range, from the angle. It's a good effort, but it's a good save. Try and get rid of that. We're not going to. And Lopez has been our kryptonite today. He bags his third. Hat-trick away from home for the Leicester man. And it's poor again from us. That kind of felt like one of those highlights where they just kind of get a really good cross in and just find the back of the net and you can't do anything about it. Our defence just did not react to that cross at all. It's a really good cross. You don't really see the AI play those kind of crosses. And it's a wonderful cross. It really is. And Lopez, great on the volley there, just hard and low into the bottom corner. And nothing really that Rushworth can do about it, that one, I have to be honest. Yes, it's a little bit nearer to him and he kind of doesn't dive with his arms outstretched, but he's quite close to the goal. It's a tough one to get to. And boys, it is 3-0 and it is a poor start. That doesn't help. A poor start in the Premier League for Queen's Park Rangers. Sam Field can't quite get the ball out of his feet and he's going to lose it in a pretty dodgy spot there. Lopez, he's got 3. He's looking for his 4th, and I don't want him to get it. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Let's just try and make this a little bit somewhat less embarrassing. Oh, that he's just absolutely turned 2 of our players. Sandfield does well and gets back to defend the chance. It sort of came from his mistake in the first place. But yeah, this has been an embarrassment at home. Not how you want to start the season, especially in front of your home fans. Is a real wake-up call, I think, this one. It's been a bad day at the office. Corner in the dying minutes here for Leicester. Looking like they might try and play it short. Lopez does play it short. Don't really want this ball coming into the box. Sato doesn't quite do enough to get there. Smith, that is not Kenneth Powell's name at all. Paul Smith is on the bench, Tom. Yeah, it's going to go wide, that one. Disappointing. I don't really think there's much point in a lot of these changes, but we're just doing it for the sake of, I can't do that many changes. I'll take Gray off and bring on Santos for like 2 minutes, but a really bad day here for us boys. It's been a pretty shoddy showing of things. I don't think we'll even be able to get a consolation. We do not. And that is a bad start to life in the Premier League. 3 points dropped and 3 goals conceded. Lopez with the man of the match gets the ball as well for his contributions. And that is a bad start for us boys. There's no other real way of putting it. I know I've said it a couple of times, but that is a stinker. Well, a disappointing one there, as I say, not really the opening start of the season that we were looking for there. But yeah, it was a bad start. We do immediately drop into bottom of the table, by the way, with that defeat. 3 goals was apparently enough to secure that bottom spot. But yeah, we're going to just have a little look-see here at Madsen's development. It looks like now he is good in that plus for holding midfielder, which is great to see. So he's a plus in all 3 of those that you saw there. But we're just going to keep him going on that. We need that speed to go up just a little bit. The aggression's a touch on the low side. I kind of Kind of want to improve the pace, but I'm not fussed about wide half, if I'm honest with you. Part of me thinks, actually, let's just get him on that wide half just to get the pace up. And I just will eventually replace the plus plus. I think we've got to look at the stats in that sense there. I think that's what we go for. But I think, in all honesty, we're going to have to mix it up just a little bit for game number 2. Speaking of game number 2, we're going to jump straight into it. A couple of changes that you will see here. Madsen comes in for Field. Field actually had a pretty good game, but it's just to kind of rotate a little bit and just give some of these other guys a chance and just see, again, how this cohesion is going to work. I guess it's one of the drawbacks of not playing your preseason entirely, because you kind of maybe don't get to see how the team gels a little bit in this career mode sense. But I'm happy to kind of try it in these first couple of games. Dembele on the right and Demeanor up top to face a Burnley side that obviously went on to win the championship and get promoted. So it's an important one here to kind of re-find ourselves a little bit, in the sense of this is a team that we have played against. And I think we got a result against Burnley, if memory serves. So it should be a game that we should go into with some confidence. But time will tell as to whether that pans out for us here. And we've got to just try and get ourselves back on track. I want at least a point on the board. It's away from home, so it's going to be a tough game anyway. But I want to get ourselves back on track, trying to pick up some important points as we go through. But I take a point today away from home, as I say. It will be a tough one, but let's see if we can come away with something in our second game so that we don't start the season in absolute dire states, or dire straits, I should say. But let's go for it. Come on, you ours. Paredes wins the ball nice and high there, and then also finds Elias Chair, and Chair going to play it through to Demeanor, who first chance of the game. 4 minutes in, we conceded in the 5th last time, and we score in the 4th this time, and he finds the back of the net with his first chance in the Premier League. That is quite a statement for him there. Really lovely ball from Paredes to find Chair, and then Chair's pass is perfect between the centre-back and the full-back, and they just can't get to it, but Demeanor does, and on that right foot, he just finds the back of the net. Nothing that the keeper can do, especially in that sort of situation when he's one-on-one like that. Lovely strike, dodgy celebration, but will allow it. 1-0, and Demeanor gets his first proper goal for the club. Things you love to see. Sato inside to Chair here. Chair going to try and get it back to Sato. Hits the defender. Doesn't quite win it back there. Vetro gets there first, but unlucky. A good chance to bring that forward. I do see Roberts probably trying to get himself quite high up the pitch at times, so I think Sato's going to have some good chances in behind if we can find him. Got to be careful here to not let them get any extra chances off. Good block there from Jake Clark-Salter. As we said in the first game, I know we conceded 3, but he really didn't put much of a foot wrong. That first goal that he couldn't close him down in time, that was maybe kind of on me, but he really is so solid for us in these saves. But we've got to just try now and get this second if we can. Getting a nice early 2-goal lead would be pretty huge. Chair, little ball roll, try to then jink outside and then have the finesse. But it's a good defensive work from the centre-back. I maybe should have passed instead of being greedy. That, again, probably on me. Burnley knocking it round quite nicely here on their right-hand side. Vetro getting plenty of the ball early on. Finds Mellon there, but good tackle there from Paredes. Getting back into a really good spot and winning that ball. Also just about getting away. Does win the throw there. He really has already started to impress me in this second game. He's won the ball a good couple of times, played some lovely passes. Feels like a really good pickup. I think we've done well on that one. Good ball here out wide for Burnley. Gray with work to do to try and stop this ball coming in. Really good footwork there from Tressa. Tressa looks inside, finds his man, but look who is there again. Jake Clark-Salter. Phenomenal job there at winning that ball, because that would have been a real disappointing time to give anything away. So it's really good that we didn't. Lovely stuff in the end from Clark-Salter. 2 really big chances that he has stopped, but 1 big chance fell to Demeanor, and that is all he needed to find his first goal in the blue and white hoops of QPR. Really happy that we go in at the break 1-0 up. In regards to changes, I am going to make one, and that is Thomas off for Powell. That is, again, just kind of a stamina thing. Dembele, I'm going to let him sort of get a lot of minutes in this game and then maybe look to bring on Paul Smith. And then, again, kind of just rotate as and when needed. Paredes, obviously, does get a little bit tired. Clark-Salter already looking to be a little bit tired in this one. So I will rotate that as and when, because I think Clark-Salter will be, and I said it a couple of times, I think, when a few teams came in for him, I think he's going to be huge for us in this save, especially in this first Premier League season. I think he's going to be a real crucial player for us to keep hold of. So the plan is to do just that and have him play as many games as possible. And to do that, we need him fighting fit, and that is awful. Like dribbling work from me there. I pressed L1 and I didn't mean to, knock the ball a little bit further than I wanted to and gave it away. Bit of a chance wasted, but hopefully second half, a bit more of the same. If we can just be pretty solid at the back and give away a few less chances, that would be quite nice. And if we can just build into a few more attacks as well, that'd be great. Good job there from Kenneth Powell to win that one. But it's the second half, it's 1-0. Hopefully we can extend that lead. Come on, you ours. Oh, good pass through the middle there. Twansby will work to do. A man over there. Good save in the end. Tressel with the strike. Rushworth with, I think, one of his first saves. It's not his first save at QPR. So good to get his gloves on that one. Good stop there because it was headed into that bottom corner, but it was a good stop from the keeper. Well done, Rushworth, mate. Paredes bringing this ball forward here. Good work in the middle of the park. Finds Chair, and Chair's going to have a strike from range. Keeper had to get to it. It didn't look overly convincing. It looked like one he probably could have just caught. It looked kind of at him, but he didn't stop it. But we have made 2 changes here that I suggested I'd make before. Paredes and Clark Salter off, and we have brought on Varane and Gardner in their place. 2 like-for-like changes, a DM and a centre-back off for a DM and a centre-back. I'm going to whip this one in here. God, I can't speak today, with Sato, and then Gardner heads that one over, sadly. Madsen wins that ball really well there in the middle of the park. Chair going to make the most of that header down to him. Ilias Chair doubles the lead, 2-0 to QPR, and those away fans have got something to celebrate now. I didn't want to run behind the goal. I kind of wanted to run to the fans, but that's fine. It's 2-0. Ilias Chair doubles the lead, and I will not complain about that one. I said we needed to bounce back from that poor display at Leicester, and bounce back is exactly what we've done. Really good header from Varane as they played a short goal kick and then sort of like tried to dink it into the midfield. Nice and tall, good strong header to Chair, who just had one thought there: just get that ball forward, head down, take it past your man, and have a go at goal, which is exactly what he did. He found the back of the net, and we are 2-0 up. And we have made some changes. The goal scorer of the first goal, Domina, goes off for Sella, and Dembele makes way for Paul Smith. 2, again, like-for-like changes that make sense for us. So, yeah, really happy with that one. Really solid stuff. We double our lead. Let's just keep that clean sheet now. Ball in here. Veto's going to try and get it to the back post. Gray doesn't jump up to it. Tressa heads it into the box, heads it off of Gray, and it is going to go out for a corner. But Veto is actually going to be the last thing that he does as he parts away off the pitch as well. Let's see if we can stop this one. Kolyosho, obviously fresh legs just on the pitch. Takes it past Sato. Plays it inside here. Just got to stop this. No shot, boys. Just don't let the shot happen. Oh, it's a lovely bit of play. Kolyosho with his first chance, really, obviously, since coming on, had a good little bit of play in the corner there to get the ball into the box in the first place. But thankfully, Rushworth with 2 saves now. Really good job from him, doing exactly what he needs to do. And we find the ball here again. Ilias Che is going to find Zancella. Zella, can he get his first goal of the campaign? Yes. Yes, he can. Was there ever any doubt that this man would find the back of the net eventually for us? No, there was not. Well done, Zan, mate. Lovely stuff as we go from a 3-0 defeat to a 3-0 victory. Quite the turnaround in form for us there. Really happy with that one. Lovely stuff there from Sella. Just pushes through, finds that nice bit of space after a second assist for Ilias Chair, a goal and 2 assists. Give that man the man of the match, because boy does he deserve it. And we are going to see ourselves 3 points after 3 goals here today. Lovely stuff, boys. Good ball over the top here. Smith kind of a little bit caught out. Archie Gray a little bit further up the pitch than we needed to, but Twanzebe does a fantastic job there, getting back and helping us keep that clean sheet. And that should be all she wrote, and it is. And that's a huge 3 points. A home defeat followed by a home win. 6 goals scored overall and a 0 goal difference. I love football, man. Well, a huge result there for us. Obviously, will get us off of the bottom of the Premier League table. We can't see that right now because obviously we've got a cup game up next. But a huge result. And as I said and suggested he should be, he indeed was. Ilias Chair, the man of the match in that last game. Absolutely deserving of it. I'm trying to scroll through to find it, but it's disappeared. There it is, Ilias Chair. My goat, what a player, what a performance. But obviously we can see here a role update for Domina, which is really quick. That's really good to know that he's going to get that advanced forward already there. Get that stamina up as well. Advanced forward plus, which is great to see. But yeah, need that stamina up. Only 58 stamina could prove to be a bit of a sticking point going forward. So we need that improved desperately. I would still say Sella is probably our first man, our starting striker, but has to be said, already Domina has got 77 shooting with his progression. So it really is going to be that he will very much, I reckon, eclipse Sella in regards to those shooting stats, because 77 shooting at 72 rated now is phenomenal. Another updated role here for Clark Salter, getting a plus on ball playing centre-back, which is again great for me because, as you guys see, I sometimes will burst forward and sort of try and play those passes out with my centre-backs. I'm a big fan of doing that, but I'm actually now going to put him onto stopper. My reason for doing that is I want that acceleration just up a little bit. Obviously, he's been really good for us. This will boost his weak foot as well, which is sure, whatever. But yeah, just get that acceleration up a little bit. in the Prem, there's plenty of quick players. We've played a handful already, and we're only 2 games in, but I think it would be helpful. Just want to show you guys very quickly the Premier League Team of the Week there. Rushworth in goal, Gray at right back, Chair and Madsen in midfield, and Demeanor up top. We did pretty good, boys. Okay, so heavy rotation for this cup game here against Fleetwood Town. Going to be a tough game because we are giving ourselves a bit of a weakened squad here, but obviously the cup games are not as crazy important to me. I'll keep that real. Staying in the Premier League is like my sole aim this season. That is all I'm really aiming for. That is all I'm hoping for. So I'm not against going on a cup run, but the Prem is where my focus absolutely lies. But we start off with Cooper in goal, Power at the left, Amati and Dunn in the middle with Heverton Santos on the right. Varane and Elijah Dixon-Bonner in the middle of the park. Was hoping to get Elijah some minutes away on loan this season, but it didn't quite pan out. Smith on the right, Demeanor up top, and 2 of those youth players we talked about potentially getting promoted at some point. I decided, you know what? I'll promote all 3 of them. These 2, so Morris, Williams, and the CDM, whose name I've already forgotten, and I apologise. All 3 make their way into the squad for today. Morris and Williams starting with the CDM on the bench. But this is their chance to really show what they're about here in the cup, see what they can do, see what they can offer, and whether, you know, it's worth maybe considering them for more cup games down the line. So 3 of the young lads coming in, Aidan Williams being, I'd probably say, the main of those 3 coming in. 62 rated, I think it was, as a cam, and the CDM was also, I think, 62 rated. Morris a little bit lower rated on the left-hand side, but everyone starts somewhere, and these boys start here today in the cup against Fleetwood Town. Come on, you ours. Early start there for Fleetwood. Good effort, but a good block from Jimmy Dunn, who's going to play it forward here to Smith, who we know has got the pace. Demeanor is going to run through here. Demeanor, can he cut inside his man? He can. Demeanor gets himself an early chance in the cup and finds the back of the net. This man right here is just, I think, going to be a goal-scoring machine for us. I think he is going to prove to be one heck of a signing for us in this save. I'm not entirely sure, by the way, why the numbers are yellow on the back. Bit weird. The gold is literally on the front. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Anyway, 1-0 to QPR. Demeanor, early doors, finds the back of the net. Really good stuff, boys. Great start. Lovely bit of play. Smith doing really well. Fine, lovely pass. And Demeanor finds the back of the net, which I think is going to be a phrase we say a lot. Chance here for Fleetwood. Work it forward. Got to get in there. Well done, Amati. Does really well to step in and stop that one, because that could have been a problem there. Fleetwood had a good amount of space, and obviously Cooper would have been very much tested in that one-on-one if they'd have got the chance away. But I think Demeanor just onside here. He is. This guy does not miss. He is absolutely going to fly for us, this young lad. I think we have picked up one hell of a bargain signing here. I genuinely think we might have done some phenomenal business in getting this guy through the door. What a player this guy's going to prove to be. I know this is against Fleetwood, and you can sort of say, oh, you know, it's a lower rated team, it's this, that, and the other. He scored in the Prem. He scored against Burnley. There are no mugs, there are no pushovers. And I just feel like he's going to play well for his boys. 2-0 with what, 15, 20 minutes in? 36. I lied to you. Put them together. I know. It is 15 minutes in. He's number 36. 15 minutes in, boys. 2-0. Chance here again. Fleetwood bring it forward. Good block in there from the middle of the park. Elijah Dixon-Bonner does get a touch, but it drops straight back to them. And I have to say, that is a lovely finish from the Fleetwood man. It's right in that top corner. I don't think Cooper really had much he could do about that one. Murphy, I think, was thoroughly beat. Yes, unlucky there from Elijah Dixon-Bonner. Fools him a little bit lucky, but he makes the most of that chance right in that top corner. That is on a postage stamp, boys. That is lovely, lovely stuff from them. It's 2-1. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Paul Smith, look at that run outside there from Heverton Santos. We are going to find him. Santos refines. Oh, he doesn't refine Smith. Oh, it's a bit of a loose pass, but it goes to Williams. Williams looks up, finds Paul Smith. Really good save from the keeper there. I maybe should have put a little bit more power on it. Hell of a save from the keeper, and he needed to make it. It was a good effort there. Could have easily got ourselves back into that 2-goal lead. Let's whip this one in. Morris plays it in, edge of the 6-yard box there, but it's well defended. I've also just realised the QPR fans are up there. I've just been running away from them with Demeanor every time. I kind of assumed they were down the other end. My bad. But Heverton Santos going to turn now. Finds Paul Smith. Paul Smith, he turns as well. Edge of the box to Williams. Williams to Demeanor. Demeanor, good tackle from the defender there. Well worked. Ball out wide here from Demeanor to Santos. Going to get it back to Demeanor. And Demeanor, at risk of ruining his only scoring from shots record, is what I was about to say. I was going to just lump one from there. That risk was never a risk, was it? That record was never going to be a problem as Demina yet again finds the back of the net. He doesn't need to be one-on-one. He doesn't need to be in the box. 21 yards out, and he absolutely thumps it, boys. What a strike. A first half hat-trick for the young man. This is a name to remember for this series, boys. Demina is here, and he is not messing about. Ball here with Williams. Williams is going to look wide and find Smith. Smith now. Can he find Williams again? He can. Williams has seen what Demina did. Tried it himself. I'm not sure if he's left or right-footed. That's maybe something I should have looked at beforehand. But it wasn't a bad effort. It just wasn't quite as venomous, I would say, probably as Demina's. And a good tackle here, actually, from Morris. Morris now finds Demina. Can he make it 4? Boys, Demina technically had a shot, and it did not result in a goal. Absolute madness. Morris with the corner. Can he whip this one in there? Again, near that edge of the 6-yard box. It's a good header from Kenneth Powell. It's good, but it's not on target. And that will probably be the last chance of the half, I imagine. Morris wins the ball in the middle of the park here. Morris now tries to take it past his man. Is going to do so. I asked for a through ball to Paul Smith. I'm not entirely sure what he tried there. Demina was never going to be a passing option, but we go in at the break, and it is 3-1 to QPR, thanks to a first half hat-trick from the young Demina. He is an absolute beast. This guy simply cannot be stopped right now. I've just realised his first name is Geronimo. If I couldn't love him more, holy, what a boy. We are going to make a change at halftime. We're going to give North 45 minutes of football, just to, again, sort of give him a chance to go out there, show what he's about a little bit, and just get a couple of minutes under his belt is basically the play here. So that's the only change at halftime. Did it for Varane because Varane is more likely to come on than Elijah Dixon-Bonner in games. So again, just a little bit of rotation for a little bit of stamina, but also, you know, give Elijah 90 minutes out there, give North 45, just a little bit of rotation in a game that at the moment we're controlling pretty well. Obviously, we have conceded, but on the majority, we're playing pretty well. We're looking pretty tight. And Williams here walks it into the box, and Williams bags his first goal for QPR, and he is going to be over the moon about that. The young man only getting promoted and called up to the first team less than 24 hours ago, starts in the cup game against Fleetwood and gets his first goal as well. You can see this is kind of where you see the difference in playing against a team in the Prem and playing against a team in League One. Obviously, it's still on Legendary, so they're still going to be more competent in regards to ability and stuff in the game, but it's still an easier walk around there for Williams as he finds the back of the net. Lovely stuff. 4-1, and we're looking good. Fleetwood played this ball forward here. I've moved on out of position, but Amati's done really well to get back there. He was offside, so, you know, it wasn't going to be a problem anyway. I did queue up some substitutions because they were playing the ball really slow in the middle of the park, but they ended up actually then playing it forward. But I've made 4 changes. I've forgotten all of them, though. I've taken off Demina, I've taken off Powell, I've taken off Amati, and I took off Smith. We brought on Seller, Weyer, Morrison, and Thomas. All are basically just general rotation. Obviously, Demina got his hat-trick. Let him have the rest of the game off. Weyer is just on because, again, Smith does go on the bench, so I don't want him fully tired. Thomas and Powell do rotate a lot, so, again, sort of similar vibe. And Morrison, again, sort of like with giving North 45 minutes, just get him on for a little bit. He doesn't get a chance to really play too often, and is a player that I absolutely think he's stepped up phenomenally well for us in real life, and is, I think, really, really deserving of that first-team spot at the moment. He's playing some lovely, lovely football, and it's so good to see him back and actually playing, I should say, not back and playing, just playing full stop. Seller, good block from the defenders. Thomas is going to get it back. Thomas was offside, though. That's a shame. But yeah, Morrison, a player that probably won't play for us too much in this save, which is a real shame because I think he's doing well for us in real life. But I think that's just kind of down to a ratings thing. Ball here with Morris. Morris finds Seller. Seller turns and finds Williams. Williams with the strike. Good save, though, from Lynch. He had to get down to it, and he did. And it's a very good stop from him. Fleetwood making plenty of changes now, slowly but surely. Just fresh legs, I think, as the game sort of goes on at this point, as we hit the nearing the 70th minute now. Good cross in. Thomas with the header. I'm not sure why Thomas is the target man. I have my striker as the target man. Bit of a weird one. Fleetwood really just taking the sting out of this game. Just sort of playing it around the back, taking their time, not really looking to press forward very much, which is why there's not really many highlights at the moment. It is just a matter of me sort of chasing them down, seeing if I can win something off them, or waiting for them to have to boot it long and us win something. But Seller actually wins it there. We chased it down in a really good spot. Zan Seller can't get his goal. Lynch with a really good save to deny him. But yeah, there's really very little going on at the moment in the second half, because it is just them really not letting us push on and get too much more. I think 4 is enough for him. Well, that is all she wrote. 4-1. As I said, they really kind of just took this thing out of the game at the end there and just didn't really let us have the ball, played it around the back and the middle a little bit, and that was all they really needed to do just to see that one out. It was interesting to see how their sort of play style changed as the game went on there. We sort of got that fourth, and then they were like, cool, we're good now, we're done. But really happy for Aiden Williams to get his first goal, and I'm over the moon for Demina to get that hat-trick. Really happy to see him make the most of that. Puts a lot of pressure, I think, on Sella. It's in a good way. Gives us some good competition and gives us more than one option. Last season, for a lot of times, Sella was really our main outlet. We then had moments where players like Frey came on and scored for us and Chair popped up with the odd important goal and stuff. But it's really good to see that actually we now have 2 out-and-out goal scorers that feel suitable for any game. After what was a pretty tough start, really, to life in this season, it looks like we've started pretty well and picked back into some decent form. I will say very quickly, I think I just saw that we might maybe have had an offer there for Sella by the looks of the Fabrizio message there. An offer as well from Palace for Madsen. Oh, there was one for Palace for Madsen. 4.8. Again, not a player I'm looking to get rid of. I'd quite like to keep Madsen here, especially for the next season or so, really, while he progresses. I'm actually just going to see then, what was the offer? Was it for Sella? Yes. So Hamburger are looking, or Hamburg, I should say, sorry, are looking to get Sella. Wait, Queen's Park Rangers are reportedly interested in Hamburg SV Sella. It's the other way around, my friend. But yes, he did get 30 goals last season. I don't think we're going to sell him. I have no interest in letting him go. They offer me some stupid money, I'd consider it. But I don't want to let Sella go. He's been so good for us, and he's really started to pop up for us in this save. And again, was a huge 30 goals in the Championship last season. Huge for us. But that's where we're going to round up today's episode. 2 games in the Prem. A good and bad result for us, and then a nice convincing win in the cup, I should say, as well. But that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so any time that we upload a video. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care.